Hello, and welcome to the Dinar Master Hub, your dedicated channel for the latest updates on the ever-shifting global currency landscape. I'm your host, and today we're diving into a major story that's been gaining serious momentum, a topic that has captivated international currency watchers for the better part of 2 decades. A new narrative suggests that a long-awaited chapter for the Iraqi Dinar, and by extension, the Vietnamese Dong, has finally begun. Based on converging reports from various sources, what many in these communities call Tier 4B has been activated. This development, once the subject of endless debate, is now being presented not as a distant possibility, but as an active financial process. This marks a critical shift from hopeful belief to what is being described as a concrete operational reality. For those who have followed this story with unwavering dedication, this latest wave of information feels fundamentally different from previous cycles of speculation. While past rumors often fizzled out, lacking verifiable substance and leaving a sense of fatigue, the current narrative is defined by its focus on tangible, logistical preparations. The dominant message coming from numerous sources points to a state of worldwide preparedness within the financial sector. Reports suggest that countless banking institutions, both large and small, are actively aligning their internal systems to accommodate a new phase of currency exchange. This operational alignment is being hailed as the key differentiator, moving the conversation from a theoretical what-if to a practical discussion of how and when. This has sparked renewed anticipation and focus among currency holders globally. For those who have diligently followed this journey, the term Tier 4B holds an almost legendary significance. It's often described as the public-facing component of a much larger monetary reorientation. While earlier tiers reportedly involved sovereign entities, government accounts, and large-scale humanitarian funds, Tier 4B is consistently identified as the phase that directly includes private individuals. It represents the point where individuals, families, and small groups holding specific foreign currencies are invited to participate in the exchange process. This tier is often called the People's Tier, symbolizing the moment the global. The effects of these financial adjustments are meant to reach the general public, concluding the non-institutional, private phase of this reported revaluation. The collective attention of many is now shifting toward what this activation means in practical terms. According to information circulating through various channels, the preparations are multi-layered and extensive. Key financial institutions are said to have received their final operational directives, signaling a move from planning to implementation. The complex digital infrastructures needed to handle such a massive event have reportedly been rigorously tested, approved, and secured against potential threats. Furthermore, customer-facing elements, like specialized call centers and appointment-setting systems, have allegedly been prepared to manage what is expected to be an unprecedented volume of transactions and inquiries. This reported level of thorough methodical readiness is seen by many observers as the most compelling evidence yet that the long waiting period is transforming into a time of action. Adding to this momentum is the emergence of a specific date that has piqued the interest of the global revaluation community. October 20th, 2025. This date is being widely discussed across investor platforms and economic forums as a potential focal point for these events. Now, while the exact nature of what this date represents remains a subject of analysis, several interpretations have been put forward. Some analysts suggest it might signal the beginning of a formal public announcement about the revaluation. Others believe it could correspond to the final round of private transactions, or perhaps the moment when new international currency rates become visible on global monetary tickers. Regardless of the specific event, the date has become a powerful symbol of culmination for the millions who have been monitoring this story. The choice of a date toward the end of the year, specifically October 20th, is seen by financial analysts as a strategically sound decision. Global financial systems operate on predictable cycles tied to quarterly closings, fiscal year reporting, and international settlement periods. Selecting a date in late Q3 or early Q4 allows institutions to leverage a window for complex changes without causing major disruptions to their ongoing operations. It provides time for the integration of new currency values into vast global databases, the recalibration of trading platforms, and the systematic flow of liquidity across international systems. This timing reportedly ensures that the transition can be managed smoothly, maintaining structural integrity and avoiding unnecessary volatility across the worldwide financial network. Further solidifying the credibility of this timeline, according to internal sources, is the alignment with national administrative procedures in the countries in question. Regarding Iraq, for instance, this time frame is said to coincide with important publication schedules for its official gazette. This is the official means by which new laws, regulations, and government decrees are made public and legally binding. This detail adds a layer of official, transparent approval to the process, ensuring that any changes to the currency's value are grounded in sovereign authority and law. This convergence of global logistical readiness with national legislative enactment is being interpreted as a sign of a meticulously coordinated rollout designed to maximize confidence and guarantee a smooth transition for all parties involved. Beyond the logistical mechanics and specific dates, another significant event is reportedly being planned to commemorate this historic moment. Talk is circulating about a global celebration scheduled for September 2025, an event intended to serve as a symbolic inauguration of this new monetary era. This gathering is envisioned as a moment of collective acknowledgement for the global community, of people who have maintained their faith in this process through many years of uncertainty. It's seen as a way to honor the patience, diligent research, and financial literacy that have become the defining characteristics of this grassroots movement. The event is expected to highlight stories of perseverance from ordinary people around the world, creating a powerful testament to the unity forged through a shared, long-held conviction. The significance of such a global celebration cannot be overstated. It would represent a major shift in the international financial narrative, suggesting a move toward greater transparency and inclusivity. For decades, major economic shifts have largely been driven by institutional forces operating behind closed doors. This event, however, would aim to certify that this particular transformation was sustained by a global community of everyday citizens. Whether it takes place through coordinated local gatherings, international conferences, or large-scale virtual broadcasts, the celebration is intended to send a clear message. The world economy can evolve in ways that empower people and recognize their role in shaping their own financial destiny. It would provide a moment of validation, affirming that this journey was not just a financial one, but a deeply personal and communal human experience. At the heart of this entire global narrative are two currencies, the Iraqi Dinar IQD and the Vietnamese Dong VND, which brings its own unique history and economic context to the table, yet they are linked in this common story of revaluation and anticipation. Iraq, a nation with some of the planet's most extensive proven reserves of oil, natural gas, and other valuable minerals, long held immense economic potential. For decades, this potential was overshadowed by international sanctions, conflict, and internal political instability, which kept the value of its currency artificially low and disconnected from its fundamental resource wealth. This new revaluation narrative is therefore seen as the culmination of a long journey towards stability and economic sovereignty. Iraq has reportedly made significant strides in rebuilding its national institutions and modernizing its economic framework. Observers point to major advancements in improving financial transparency, combating corruption, and implementing policies to better manage its energy and trade sectors. The country has been actively expanding its relationships with international organizations and multinational corporations, leading to increased foreign investment and greater global recognition. It is this foundational work, the slow, systematic process of restoring its political and economic credibility, that is believed to have set the stage for a substantial and lasting revaluation of its currency. The current changes are not viewed as a sudden windfall, but as the logical outcome of years of dedicated reform and reintegration into the global community. Vietnam, on the other hand, presents a complementary but distinctly different economic story. The nation has emerged as one of Asia's most dynamic economic powerhouses, driven by a sustained manufacturing boom, a steady influx of foreign direct investment, and a young, industrious population. Its government has successfully implemented market-oriented reforms while maintaining political stability, creating an environment ripe for growth. The Vietnamese Dong has remained relatively stable but undervalued in the eyes of many analysts, who see its current rate as not fully reflecting the country's incredible economic trajectory. The narrative around the Dong's revaluation is less about recovering from past turmoil and more about aligning its currency's value with its present and future economic strength. It's a story of a nation on the rise, ready to claim its rightful place on the world's economic stage. Together, the Iraqi Dinar and the Vietnamese Dong represent two powerful sides of the same coin in this global revaluation story. One represents the recovery and unleashing of dormant potential, while the other represents the recognition of achieved and ongoing success. For the global community that has followed their journeys, their combined revaluation signifies a broader shift or rebalancing of the global economic order, where a nation's true wealth, whether in natural resources or industrial might, is accurately reflected in its currency. As this story continues to unfold, we are committed to bringing you the most current and comprehensive analysis. The activation of Tier 4B, the target date of October 20th, 2025, and the planned global celebrations all point toward a period of significant change. The coming months will be crucial, and you can be sure we'll be here to track every development. Thank you for joining us here at Dinar Master Hub. Your support means the world to us. If you found this information valuable, please hit that like button, share this video with others who might be interested, and make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on so you don't miss our next update. Till next time, stay informed and stay hopeful.